Hi, welcome to another episode of Mission Healthy Living. This is an episode brought to you by the Pottstown Health and Wellness Foundation, and this webisode is focusing on community gardening. And I'd like to welcome our guest, Laura Washington. And Laura, you're the manager for the Mosaic Community Garden.
Yes.
And Robin Pineda, who's an area resident who has won last year's community garden contest, and I know you're going to be a strong contender for this year as well. So ladies, thank you so much and welcome. We're going to be talking about community gardening today and hopefully giving some folks some inspiration for how they can try to replicate some of what you're doing. So Laura, tell us about the community garden.
Sure. Mosaic Community Land Trust has two community gardens in operation located on Chestnut Street.
Okay.
We have one located at 615 Chestnut Street and one located at 423 Chestnut Street. And we have a total of 50 garden plots available for use by area residents. So the area residents and organizations pay a garden plot fee. And that fee allows them to use garden space for the year. And we also supply the water, the tools, the seeds, seedlings, and resources so that they can have a healthy, happy harvest for the season.
So this is a way for families who don't have a big plot of land in their backyard, who live in town, to find a way to garden.
Absolutely.
Terrific.
Yes.
What is the
yes.
fee?
The fee will range anywhere from $30 to $55, depending on salary. And organizations pay a fee of $110, but that covers everything for every single gardener.
How about somebody who maybe hasn't done this before and they're thinking that they might like to try a garden? What should they do? How should they get involved?
They could reach out to Mosaic to actually contact us on our webpage. So the web address for that would be mosaicclt.org. And there's a link for contact us. They can fill out the information and send it, and one of our board members or myself will get an email and we'll reach out to them and let them know how to get started. We also post on our webpage regularly, along with our Facebook page, our open garden days. So we'll have days scheduled in April. We'll have 4 Saturdays and a couple days in May, and that's what kicks off the season. So people are welcome to show up and volunteer, hand in their paperwork, meet other gardeners, and tap into the resources there that are available. Some of our existing gardeners will be there and offer up some of their gardening advice.
Great. Robin, how did you get involved?
Actually, I'm friends with Laura and her family and have been for many years. And I guess when you visited our home, you suggested that we enter the garden contest, and I guess that's pretty much how.
So what kinds of things did you grow? Tell us about your garden.
Mine are mostly flowers. I will do tomatoes and peppers, but mostly it's simple flowers, marigolds, zinnias, nothing very difficult or that takes a lot of work or energy. Just some simple, pretty flowers.
Had you gardened previously? Or was Laura's kind of nudge your foray into gardening?
No, I've gardened in the past, but mostly flowers. I didn't do a lot of vegetable gardening. Never had the space for it, so just mostly potted plants and little small plots, very small plots, maybe a little something out in front of the house.
Are you a lifelong resident in the area?
Of the area, yes.
Okay, all right. So how did you set about trying to win the garden contest?
I actually didn't try to win it. I just started decorating the garden to please myself. Little things that would interest me, the colors that I liked. I saw a bare spot and wanted to put a little something green into it, and that was really it. I wasn't intending to win anything.
Great. Laura, what do you think are the benefits of gardening for someone who says, gosh, that sounds like a lot of work?
Well, I believe that it's an opportunity to grow what you eat, for starters, to learn more about the plants and how that small ecosystem works to create fresh food, and it can be organically grown. I think the other benefit is that it's a cost savings to the family. So a family could buy a pack of seeds that maybe only cost $1, but reap 25 to 40 pounds of tomatoes by the time the entire season is over, saving them hundreds of dollars. And as far as the community garden is concerned, I believe that it's a sanctuary, along with Robin's backyard.
Yes.
It is also a sanctuary, but it's a place where people can connect, and it's also a place it's an outlet to be expressive, in a sense, in the garden.
Right.
And I appreciate that about it as well.
Robin, did you find that you were meeting some folks you hadn't met before, or forming some new relationships through this?
Yes, I think so. The people tend to notice things and just ask about it, and we love to show off our garden. So, sometimes people would walk past and we'd kind of drag them into the yard to show them, some of the things that we've done, that it can really be easily recreated, even in town. You don't have to own a huge palatial home and grounds. That a regular backyard can be transformed into something that you and your family really enjoy.
What would you recommend somebody start with if they're new to gardening, perhaps? Should everybody thinks growing tomatoes, things like that. Is that where you start? Do you start with flowers? Do you mix them all together? What's your recommendation?
I guess it would depend on where the person's interests lie. Tomatoes are very easy. You really don't have to do anything to them. They just grow on their own, and I think it's great for kids.
Absolutely.
They enjoy seeing things grow and understanding how they come from the flower into the fruit. But I like the flowers too, and it's very easy to start with flowers. You just have to decide where you want to put them, and if it's a sunny spot, you look for seeds that say they don't like sun. If it's a shady spot, look for seeds that like to be in the shade, or plants that like to be in the shade.
Right. How about in terms of flowers? Is there anything that you think just really does well in this area with the soil, or anything in particular?
I think daisies are easy to grow. Shasta daisies. You can put them in the ground, you can dig a few up, you can cut a few off, and they constantly keep coming back. Sunflowers as well are pretty easy to grow.
Sunflowers are great.
Yeah, they're awesome.
That's another kid favorite.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The black-eyed Susans, I've always had
nice.
success with the black-eyed Susans. And like I said, just marigolds, zinnias, the simpler things that really can give you a bang for your buck, because they'll, if you deadhead them, they'll keep coming back and reflowering through the year.
Yeah. What did you win as the contest winner?
Well, for 2 years in a row, actually, we won a cash prize for first place.
Great. And did that go right back into next year's garden?
It did. It absolutely did.
Great. How do you feel the garden and the garden plots have changed the way neighbors view the community and the neighborhood?
I think as far as the community garden is concerned, people care more about the area and the neighborhood. So I have a contact us telephone number, for instance, located in the front of the garden. So if they see anything, if the garden's open after hours, there's a number there that they can call to let me know. And I've received several calls where people, they'll call up and say, oh, the gate's open, I just wanted to let you know. Or, I always make sure I look out for the garden. And also we have gardeners who had never gardened before and had taken the responsibility last season of watering the entire garden.
Wow.
Every other day.
Wow.
This gentleman and his wife and their grandson would go out into the garden and they would water it. And that's the second garden, our newest garden. We were pleased to see that we had over 6 families in that one block sign up for garden plots during last year's growing season. So we were excited about that.
So it is growing, you're seeing growth.
Yes, and I do see the community coming together to also, achieve the same goal, which is healthier eating and healthier lifestyle.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
It's made a difference in your family, Robin?
Absolutely. I think it makes your living space warmer. People are friendlier. It's not a cold urban landscape. There's plants and flowers, and it's easy just to stop and make a comment about those, and it starts conversations. So it's definitely conducive for relationships.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you, ladies, so much, and we'll all look forward to checking out Robin's garden again this year. Robin Pineda and Laura Washington, and it's the Mosaic Community Garden.
Correct.
And folks can find it online. Thank you for your time.
Thank
and
you.
we hope that everybody will grab a trowel.
I hope so too.
This has been another episode of Mission Healthy Living, brought to you by the Pottstown Health and Wellness Foundation.